As promised, when we see it, you see it. Right off the top, breaking news out of North Carolina, where police are on the scene of a shooting at a Food Lion grocery store in the town of Greensboro. That is about an hour east of Durham. The Greensboro Police Department said they will release more details that also involved, as we're hearing, an officer. We're watching this story closely. We'll keep you updated as soon as we know more. Once again, North Carolina police on the scene of a shooting inside a store. All right. Former Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz tried and failed to block the release of that much talked about and very explosive House ethics report. CBS News reviewed the report, which accuses Gaetz of having sex with a minor, paying for sex with multiple women, and doing illegal drugs. Allegations in that report that Gaetz denies. That report accuses Gaetz of making $90,000 in payments to 12 different women. The House ethics report goes on to claim those payments were likely connected to sexual activity and to drugs. The committee wrote it heard testimony that Gaetz had sex with a 17-year-old girl at a party in 2017. The report called her Victim A and said she recalled receiving $400 in cash that evening, which she understood to be a payment for sex. The report also said Gaetz appeared to have set up an email account from his office in the complex of the Capitol to buy marijuana. That report went on to conclude that Gaetz violated House rules that prohibit prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use, and obstruction of Congress, among other standards. So lots to talk about here. Let's bring in CBS News investigative producer Michael Kaplan. Okay, Michael, the report accused Gaetz of violating multiple state laws while in office. What can you tell us about that?
Hey, Reed. Yeah. So the various state laws that the report says Gaetz, that the report found that Gaetz violated were state laws in Florida related to statutory rape, prostitution, and illicit drug use. And it all stems from a series of events and parties that Representative Gaetz allegedly attended that were drug-fueled, where there was a lot of sex involved. Women were paid, as you noted in your lead-in, a total of $90,000 in payments to 12 different women, likely connected to sexual activity or drug use by former Representative Gaetz. And those laws are different than the laws he was previously investigated for by the Department of Justice in their federal probe.
So how unusual is it to see a report released like this, especially after a lawmaker resigns from Congress?
Well, it's really unusual, not unprecedented, and I think the committee did this sort of in light of, and they said they weren't doing this lightly, but they did this in light of the severity of the allegations and the obstruction that they say former Representative Gaetz engaged in all the way through. There were the report lays out multiple opportunities for Representative Gaetz to come forward to respond to these allegations, and they say time after time he employed delay tactics, he blew off a subpoena, he wouldn't sit for a sworn interview, and at the same time publicly on social media and other places accused the committee of engaging in a smear campaign, and that's his position to this day. He broadly denies these allegations, says he's done nothing wrong. But this is the first time we've sort of seen all this evidence put together, witness testimony, text messages, payment receipts, all put together in one place, and it spells a pretty damning picture.
So to that picture, does that report give any indication that Gaetz could face any legal action in the future? Why have we not seen charges?
Well, as I noted before, the Department of Justice investigated him for sex trafficking, which is extremely a serious crime, and they did not bring charges. The House Ethics Committee concluded the same thing. He did not actually traffic women for the purposes of sex. The state charges, and the report notes this, the statute of limitations on those charges has expired. One of the other things the committee's mandated to is investigate violations of House rules. And the report details many, many violations of House rules, particularly around receiving impermissible gifts and drug use and the like. And so, the statute of limitations is one reason. But I really think here the committee's objective was to get this all out on one page. You know, these allegations have been swirling around Representative Gaetz for years, through anonymous sources, through other folks who have been involved in litigation around it. But this is the first time you're sort of seeing a document come forward spelling out, an official document coming out, spelling out everything that sort of went on during this period where Mr. Gaetz was in Congress and sort of participated in this series of parties and events with rampant drug use and sexual misconduct.
CBS News investigative producer Michael Kaplan, thank you so much. We know there are a lot of things in that report. That's a lot to get through. You have a good day.